Alabama, Clemson, Part 4. Can you believe this is happening again? But whether or not you're tired of this matchup or you want to see something new, we're getting the best two teams once again Monday night in the Bay Area in California. And we're in for a treat. It's going to be another great all-time classic game. I'm counting on it. But what makes this matchup different than the previous three? On the one hand, if you look at the pros for Alabama, one, you got Tua Tagovailoa. He's never played against Clemson, and therefore Clemson has never played against a player like him. He's been amazing all season long, putting up crazy stats, almost winning the Heisman Trophy, and only having one bad game in the SEC Championship against Georgia. And if it wasn't for that game, he probably would have won the Heisman Trophy. But that's beside the point. Tua will give fits to this Clemson defense, and that's one reason Alabama might win this game. Two, you could obviously look at Nick Saban and the coaching staff with Mike Locksley and Tosh Lupoi and, of course, Scott Cochran, but that coaching staff and Nick Saban, the smarts and brains, always poses a challenge. And the weakness of this Alabama team probably falls with the defense. It's not the most dominant defense that Alabama has ever had, but it's still a solid Alabama defense. But with the offensive weapons that this team has, with Jerry Jeudy and all the wide receivers and Tua Tagovailoa as the distributor, this offense can probably overcome that defense, and we'll come back to that in a second. If you look at the pros for Clemson, matching up quite nicely against Tua, you have Trevor Lawrence. He's never played against Alabama, and therefore Alabama has never seen him. He's an amazing quarterback, true freshman, an elite talent. He's definitely going to the NFL and probably going to be a starter for a very long time for a good team there. But again, that's also beside the point. Trevor Lawrence, if he doesn't have any freshman moments in this game, he really hasn't all season. And he could give this Alabama defense fits, certainly. But the Clemson offense has changed from the past couple years, as has Alabama's. Clemson's offense now is focused more on the run game, with Travis Etienne, an amazing running back. But their offensive tone and their offensive mindset and their scheme has shifted, and Alabama's has too. The second with Clemson, you have to look at, you could again match up with the coaches, Dabo Swinney. Dabo has done an amazing job at Clemson, keeping them consistent. They've been to 4 straight playoffs. That's impressive in and of itself. He's dominated the ACC and consistently won that conference. And Dabo Swinney is an amazing motivator. I mean, you look at All In, BYOG, and the Roy Bus now this year. Dabo Swinney definitely, will have this Clemson team ready to play Monday nights. And third, you have to look at Clemson's defense. They are the best defense in college football this year. One of the best in a long time. They have an amazing front seven with so much NFL talent on that defensive line. They will dominate and give Tua a lot of fits. So you can look at pros for both teams. But one pattern that I find interesting that's happened so far with the first 3 games, the revenge team has always won. So that leads in Clemson's way. But also looking back at those other 3 matchups, what was the best defense that either team has had? Many people were saying that 2016 Alabama defense was one of the best of all time. And yet, Deshaun Watson and Clemson won that game. So even though Clemson's defense is so good, it's so powerful this year, with the offense with Tua Tagovailoa, is he the kryptonite to Clemson's defense? And you also have to look at, Clemson really hasn't had a close game all year. Of course, they had a close game against Texas A&M and And of course, when Trevor Lawrence went out and they brought in the amazing, who really would have been the third string quarterback, came in and won that game, an amazing story, an amazing game. But with those two out of the way, they really haven't faced a big juggernaut this season. And Notre Dame's, we all know what they are now. And so, for the first time this season, seeing a juggernaut could probably catch them off guard and might hinder Clemson from winning this game. And if you really look, in the past, Alabama has had, when they've played against Clemson, a run-based offense with Jake Coker and Derrick Henry. They've had Jalen Hurts as a freshman, Jalen Hurts as a sophomore, have both played against Clemson. I don't think anybody would consider those offenses very prolific. Clemson had two prolific offenses with Deshaun Watson, an amazing elite quarterback, and that was one reason they were able to stay in those games and be competitive against Alabama. And then Kelly Bryant last year in the Sugar Bowl, again, not a very prolific offense. And so the majority of offenses for both teams, Clemson has had the prolific offense, Alabama has not. But this year, the scheme and the style has shifted for both teams. Tua Tagovailoa, with a spread, up-tempo, fast offense, very, very prolific. And Trevor Lawrence really staying more steady and running the ball, and he throws it when he needs to, and he makes all the right throws, but it's not a pass-oriented offense. It's an offense more similar to the old Alabama or a Georgia. And so with both offenses having shifted, that might counterbalance the defenses that have also kind of shifted, where the offense has shifted to Alabama and the defense shifted to Clemson. But Alabama still has a really good defense, and Clemson as well has a good offense. So my prediction for this game, I expect it to be very close, very competitive, but I think Tua Tagovailoa and that offense, if they get off to a hot start, and Mike Locksley keeps his foot on the gas, will be enough to overcome Clemson's defense that hasn't really seen a prolific offense all year long. So I think in the end, Alabama wins 38-31, but we'll see. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you next time. And until next time, be goody now.